The sun was now properly out, and the children's wet clothes dried in its hot rays. They steamed in the sun, and even Tim's coat sent up a mist too. He didn't seem to like the wreck at all, but growled deeply at it. "You are funny, Tim," said George, patting him. "It won't hurt you." "What do you think it is?" "He probably thinks it's a whale," said Anne with a laugh. "Oh, George, this is the most exciting day of my life." "Oh, can't we possibly take the boat and see if we can get to the wreck?" "No, we can't," said George. "I only wish we could." "But it's quite impossible, Anne. For one thing, I don't think the wreck has quite settled down on the rocks yet, and maybe it won't till the tide has gone down." "I can see it lifting a little still when an extra big wave comes." "It would be dangerous to go into it yet. And for another thing, I don't want my boat smashed to bits on the rocks, and us thrown into that wild water." "That's what would happen. We must wait till tomorrow." "It's a good idea to come early. I expect lots of grown-ups will think it's their business to explore it." The children watched the old wreck for a little time longer and then went all round the island again. It was certainly not very large, but it really was exciting, with its rocky little coast, its quiet inlet where their boat was, the ruined castle, the circling jackdaws, and the scampering rabbits everywhere. "I do love it," said Anne. "I really do. It's just small enough to feel like an island." "Most islands are too big to feel like islands." "I mean, Britain is an island, but nobody living on it could possibly know it unless they were told." "Now this island really feels like one because wherever you are you can see to the other side of it." "I love it." George felt very happy. She had often been on her island before, but always alone except for Tim. She had always vowed that she never would take anyone there, because it would spoil her island for her. But it hadn't been spoiled. It had made it much nicer. For the first time George began to understand that sharing pleasures doubles their joy. "We'll wait till the waves go down a bit, then we'll go back home," she said. "I rather think there's some more rain coming, and we'll only get soaked through." "We shan't be back till tea time as it is, because we'll have a long pull against the outgoing tide." All the children felt a little tired after the excitements of the morning. They said very little as they rowed home. Everyone took turns at rowing except Anne, who was not strong enough with the oars to row against the tide. They looked back at the island as they left it. They couldn't see the wreck because that was on the opposite side, facing the open sea. "It's just as well it's there," said Julian. "No one can see it yet." "Only when a boat goes out to fish will it be seen. And we shall be there as early as any boat goes out. I vote we get up at dawn." "Well, that's pretty early," said George. "Can you wake up?" "I'm often out at dawn, but you're not used to it." "Of course we can wake up," said Julian. "Well, here we are back at the beach again, and I'm jolly glad. My arms are awfully tired and I'm so hungry I could eat a whole larderful of things." "Woof," said Tim, quite agreeing. "I'll have to take Tim to Alf," said George, jumping out of the boat. "You get the boat in, Julian. I'll join you in a few minutes." It wasn't long before all four were sitting down to a good tea. Aunt Fanny had baked new scones for them, and had made a ginger cake with black treacle. It was dark brown and sticky to eat. The children finished it all up and said it was the nicest they had ever tasted. "Did you have an exciting day?" asked their aunt.